Welcome back, guys. Now, if you do want this content a week ahead of the crowd, yes, a week ahead of the crowd, that gives you a bit more clarity and guides you through your twin flame path. We do have the VIP members. Very separately, we have some additional messages for the divine masculine this week, and we will get into those in a moment. Okay, now we do have feather totem, and that really came through this morning. That was one thing. So I did make an additional slide to have a bit of a chat, and I really do feel this links to the reading. Feather totem, and it's going to make more context once we get into the thick of the read, but feather totem can relate to the aftermath of a circumstance. And in general, the grey feather is symbolic of clarity and peace and often appears after turbulent times and does signify harmony. So I think it's quite synchronistic that we have this message this morning. I have been pretty much from the Scorpio eclipse moving through to the very next eclipse, and this is really landing post-eclipse in Taurus. I do feel divine masculine is having a great deal of clarity. And I feel it's in relation to where they stand on the path with you. So we're going to get into it, and then we'll refer back to feather totem for any additional messages that my guides give me. Now, their reading, even just sitting with it, it was really oozing. Wow, had a clarity moment. I do feel particularly, and I'm noticing the Zen garden coming up in the crowning energy. It's almost like I'm getting this analogy of, Dorothy wanting to go home sort of thing analogy. It's this feeling that they're in the eye of the storm, potentially moving to the other side of it. Great clarity in emotions. Could be things to do with their home, family, stability, conditioning. And I really said that with the last eclipse. It was although it was a new moon, and it was in the house of Scorpio, I really feel spiritually that divine masculine. This is the Phoenix rising. This is that clarity point, that metamorphosis where they're physically going through. And I'm seeing with the Zen garden, it's like their inner guidance, their inner wisdom is giving them this clarity, and it's the inner sanctuary, and it's almost like they're really honoring how they feel within their emotions. To do with it's a no deal. You know what I mean? So what do I mean by no deal? Many times we will make sacrifices for individuals, people, places, and things, feeling we must. Sometimes these things happen for us. Sometimes we kind of do them to ourselves. This inner Zen garden is really coming through where divine masculine is having this light bulb moment. Is this not bringing me peace? And it's really oozing through in this reading this week that they're really thinking a lot about divine feminine. Now, the circumstances of what they're dealing with, they had to go inside, and they're kind of realizing that with the first stroke, they're realizing in the past, maybe their communication was choppy. Maybe they were trying to work those things out on their own and mustering up the courage and trying to, hearing that chatter, so to speak, and they're kind of muting it at this point. They're like, yes, I know this. I know what brings me peace. I know what brings me fear. But even if I do or don't want something, the reality is the reality. I do think they were trying to avoid certain belief systems, certain critiques that they had within their own needs. They also may have in the past listened to too many people. And again, this can be, like I said, it's through to our conditioning. It's what belief system were we holding that was actually the relevance of our, navigation of choices, really. I'm noticing through this, I feel there's a revelation. And this revelation can be who they were giving power to, what those thought processes were. Not honoring their heart. I do feel they were really purging through the loss of things. With Sacred Heart, I feel this is to do with divine feminine, really missing this person, really feeling in the heart of it. How do I really feel? Do I think I can wait forever? How do I feel in the mix of this? What painful thing did I need to face within myself? And they kind of feel at a loss without you. There is this deep lack energy coming through, but they're also with the feather totem making peace with it. It's like acceptance. It's okay. I do have feelings for this person. It is very heavy on my heart. I'm really noticing with the Nine of Hearts, they're looking at the things that are taking them away from their bliss. And I feel with the Nine of Hearts, this could be a karmic situation. You know, where are they getting satisfaction? Where is their joy? That they feel they're not honoring that. They feel by being away from you, they're not honoring that. At a point, I feel it almost was confrontational for them because they felt that with the peace card, that this was going to cause disruption, even if it was what they directly wanted. It almost felt that if they did such, it was going to cause disharmony in some area of their life. But this revelation with the Nine of Hearts is, you know, be it it's a monetary situation, be it it's like, you know, somebody's given them some advice, somebody's given them a bit of a bitter pill to swallow. I think it could have been a circumstance that played out post eclipse. I think they have been worrying too much. I think they're having a revelation to do with that. I think they're starting to get, you know, all that is promised is today. This is a point in their life that they're having a revelation that in order to have this happiness, sometimes there is discord. And it could be because we're not appeasing other people's needs. They're trying to really, I'm noticing flame tree, and this flame tree could be, and this has come through in a chattel message a few times, is that potentially with you being away from you, it's saying two things. One, it's saying, you know, not really kind of understanding the connection, knowing it's a very deep connection, getting a bit crazy by that connection, maybe doing some research, searching on YouTube, maybe typing in soulmate and stumbling across the term twin flame. They really feel quite perplexed by this connection. But I do feel you know, the relevance of this, of them being away from you, it's actually pained them more in this eternal dance than had they been with you. They do want to come out of the cold. They also want to bring you out of the cold in this situation. They want to rebirth with you. They do feel at times that, yes, maybe sometimes we feel we make excuses. And I don't necessarily feel they're critiquing them. How do I put it? It's like life circumstances. I call it the sliding door, you know, if we only knew sort of thing. Yes, there has been that, especially for divine feminine, it came through. And I do feel within divine masculine's emotions, reaching these endings and accepting and coming to terms with these things has been a bit of a bitter pill to swallow. But they understand the cycles of life, and so they are reaching that pivotal point where they realize they need a new start. This is going to be drastic change. I'm noticing with Winter's End card, it's a number 5, and oh boy, number 5's on the twin flame path. That's huge change. Huge change. They feel in order for this to get back on track, it's going to take a bit of time. And I don't feel, when we're talking in time, I feel more in the investment stage of it when they are within the connection with you. Their understanding is they're willing to put the work into it, but it's going to take work. That's what I mean by time. They don't, it's a little bit like the Fool card in Tarot, you know, they don't quite know where it's going. They do know that they're going to have to put great effort into this, just as you will. But ultimately, the energy, the intention very much is that they wish to. But they do feel, for some of them, I'll just be perfectly honest, and I really did see this come through in my twin flame path. I do feel we hear the term the catalyst twin. I feel that this can come through in a form of another twin flame. Sometimes this can come, and usually they're further back and they really equal where that individual was at. And that very much happened to me on my twin flame path. So, could we call it a catalyst twin? Yes, but I feel it's more meeting another person at where your vibration lands and seeing something within yourself, within a person that was outdated. And I think that's really where that situation serves the purpose. I feel this person maybe mistakenly thought this person was, their soul match. And yes, it was their soul match, a match at the direct vibration. But twins never stay stuck in one place, be it we want it or not. So we're always ascending. Does it get to a stabilized point? 100% it does. You actually feel quite normal at a point, which is really strange, even though you know you're not. Yeah, so there was this, there's an acceptance of where they were, what they were doing, how things were going. It was a path. It wasn't the only path. You have been the consistent, yes, nagging at their mind and their heartstrings. That was very confusing for them. That has been a very confusing chapter for them. Let's take a look at the bottom row. Pardon me. At foundation level, the holdup was for some, it may have been that this person wasn't even in their life anymore. And coming to terms with those things, it's almost like I call it the Rapunzel effect, trying to put yourself in a tower, not wanting to come down, feeling that every person was a risk in our lives. That shadow work that we do, we have purification of fire. And I think it was almost, some of these individuals, particularly if they were dealing with a karmic situation, as I mentioned, they don't even have to be with them in the 3 day. This does come through. A lot of you get very confused and you say, but my twin's single. Spiritually, usually what you do find, and wait for the education content, spiritually what you'll find is that purification, we're always doing shadow work. And when we make peace with it, that's when through that chakra system, it's almost that DNA coding that we had, that we're needing to release in some shape or form through karmic cycles. I feel this individual is letting go of it. The need to appease and to help everyone, maybe some of that ability was taken. I do feel they want so much more. I do feel they were scared to let go, that they were going to lose, but they've actually had a revelation at a foundation level, because this card's a 5 as well. The revelation at a foundation level is I'm actually losing more than just a monetary sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we can weigh our heart on a scale, and it's like I'm doing this maybe to, maybe I've got children, maybe I have a house, maybe I've got a car, maybe I have a financial entanglement. The revelation comes more like the heart and the soul becoming weighed, and it becoming more relevant in this circumstance, and I'm noticing how the individual was really holding the heart space, and it's this revelation. The changes have taken a toll. The belief system has shifted. Maybe something that they valued and had passion for initially in the past isn't so relevant anymore. Yeah, it was within them all the time, but they just didn't see it there. I think this has been a huge revelation to them. I do feel many of them have been having dreams. Many of them have been fearing this outcome. Going to the opposite side of it almost feels like having this mad clarity. Look, I'm noticing with the amethyst card, it's almost this light bulb moment spiritually. I think some of them could be entering into your dream state. It's a huge shift for these individuals this week. I'm profoundly shocked. And I shouldn't be, because I'm in my twin flame union, but I mean, I'm profoundly shocked. It always impresses me at how a person transforms. It's quite beautiful to watch. Yeah, this person's becoming more confident in themselves. This is a bold energy. Something's going to be given to them. It's really strange. This reading oozes divine feminine. You have been their guiding light. You have helped them get to this space. Little do you know, this person has great, great love for you. And they're very grateful that you've been in their life. They're very grateful that you've taught them so many valuable lessons. I'm hearing the term courage, and I'm noticing with the amethyst card, it's a 41. Yeah, this is bold. This is really bold. This is a new journey. This is a new path within the Twin Flame Collective, I believe. This is an opportunity where a new chapter is coming, a new route set down. This person wants to create a new life. This person is ready spiritually. I feel they've been having a bit of astro travel. And I get this vibe that they have this image of, I had a vision of love. That's what I'm hearing. Having a vision of love. They kind of feel with the feather totem, it's almost this revelation of, yes, in order to get to what you want to have, sometimes there is those rumbles. Sometimes we can't please everyone. But ultimately, to do that migration over, it's going to bring that bliss. It's going to take you that one step further. This is in so many elements of life. Video playing in the background. Let's go back to the cards. I feel that divine masculine may wish to move. Some of them can be. They're really, really mapping out in their head what this is going to look like. This is excitement. I think some of you could be quite surprised. Now, how this can play out is going to quite vary. But directly, this is a huge shift. Nevertheless, this is a massive shift. I'm going to pull a clarifier. Because I'm seeing different maps coming through psychically. This could be the acceptance in their heart of what they feel for you and taking direct action in a 3D circumstance. Yeah, this can be moving out. Addressing a person that has really been badgering them. For others, I feel it's a direct, I'm seeing a person turning up at somebody's door. Yeah, action. Wanting to move in. It's almost sudden. It's almost, I do feel divine. And I've always said this. When this person's ready, we do need to do the shadow work, and sometimes we can actually quite crap ourselves. Let me be perfectly frank, because you've been dealing with an individual that's been quite choppy, quite crummy. No offense, I've been it myself, and we don't realize we're doing it. And it's through fear-based frequency, not understanding the journey, maybe getting hurt too many times, however that is. But when this person shows up, 90% of us aren't directly ready, because we're kind of like, wow, I've been dealing with a particular, kind of soundtrack. And now that's all changed. Well, crap, can I jump in the deep end like the full comes run? That's really going to be something only divine feminine can, address, depending on the shadow work we've done. The courage. Oh, joy, the courage. Oh, yeah, I just feel this real anxious energy, but I feel it's coming through divine feminine, because a lot of you may particularly be like, crap. I'm going to pull a card. I'm hearing a question. Dreams come true in a question, and you just maybe in disbelief, and you're kind of like, where the heck did this happen? Some of you spiritually, without this communication, may feel drawn to move forward, and that can be what is causing a shakeup as well, because they are really psychically picking up on you at the moment. I feel this person is following through behind your heels, so stay tuned. Otherwise, if you do want a private update and see where you are at your path, the link is directly below. And if you want this content ahead of the crowd, come through, and we are live every Fridays. Yes, we do have an 8-day waiver. If you want to become part of the super chat, jump on, subscribe now, and you can be part of our lives very separately. We are going to have additional lives very soon, and they will be on general energy, psychic downloads, and super chats. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.